And then on your next inhale, sit the spine up a little taller, nice and slow. Drop that right ear down towards that right shoulder. So get a big stretch through this whole left side of the neck. Take a few breaths here. And then start to add in some movement. So using an inhale, tilt the chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tilt it back down towards the floor and towards the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Take a few more, follow your own breath, go at your own pace. Exhale, super slow, roll the chin back through center. Inhale up nice and tall. And then exhale, drop that left ear down towards that left shoulder. Same thing, big stretch through that whole right side. And then after a few breaths here, start to add in some movement. So inhale, tilt the chin up. Exhale, tilt the chin back down towards the floor, in towards the chest. Take a few more rounds, follow your own breath. Exhale, roll the chin back through center. And then just take some shoulder rolls here. So scrunching the shoulders up by the ear, roll them down your back. Do a few in one direction and then switch. If it helps, you can take your arms out to the side. And then continuing to take some side stretches here. Just bring that right hand to the ground. Inhale, reach that left arm up by the ear. Send your breath to that whole left side. So a big stretch here. If you want to take it deeper, you can always walk down to the forearm. Choice is yours. Use an inhale, rise back up through center, reach both arms up. Exhale, side two, drop that left hand down, right arm reaches over. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left side. Good. Inhale, come back up through center. I always like to throw in another little stretch, maybe interlacing the fingers, pushing the ceiling away with the hands. Any little other wiggles that feel good. And then we're gonna start in a tabletop position. So nice and slowly, you can make your way onto all fours, getting the wrists right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips. And to start here, take any little movements that feel good. Want to make some shapes with the spine, maybe taking some hip circles back over the heels. If you want some time to warm up the wrist, this is a good spot. Maybe turning the fingers outward, take little circles over the wrist joint. If it feels all right, maybe turning the wrists so the fingers point back towards the knees. Take those same little circles. Come back up through just a regular old tabletop, bring the fingertips forward. And we're gonna take some cat-cows here. So drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Use an inhale to drop the belly. Lift the chin, gaze comes forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Really push the floor away with both hands. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, press back. Take a few more rounds of cat-cow, follow your own breath. Feel free to close the eyes, tune in a little more. Whenever you're ready, start to make your way back through a neutral tabletop, and we're gonna come into child's pose. So just stepping the knees out wide here, big toes nice and close. Sink the hips back over the heels, reach the fingertips forward. Check in with the body here. Trying to release a little deeper on each exhale. Maybe lengthen, crawl the fingertips forward with each inhale. And then continuing to do some side stretches here. Walk both hands over towards the right side. Maybe cross one wrist on top of the other. Getting a big stretch through that whole left side. Exhale, hands come back through center. Take them over to the left side. Cross the right wrist on top of the left. Good. Walk yourself back through center. Take a few more breaths here in child's pose. And then nice and slowly walk yourself back up to tabletop. We're gonna take another little side opener here. So grounding down into that left side, you're gonna bring that right foot back, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. So try to roll your chest open towards the ceiling, maybe bringing the gaze up towards the top hand. Feel free to reach it towards the front. Get a big stretch through that whole right side. Take one more breath here. Come back through center. We'll switch. So grounding down into that right shin, right hand. The left foot steps back. You can angle the foot. Left arm reaches up. Try to bring the gaze up towards the hand. Maybe take it into an even bigger side stretch. Good. Make your way back through tabletop. And I'll head right into our first down dog. So fingers are wide here. Tuck in the toes under, feet about hip width, maybe wider. When you're ready, you can extend the hips up towards the ceiling. Especially for this first down dog, keep a nice little bend in both knees. Take any little movements that feel good. If you need to pedal out side to side. And then on an inhale, gaze comes up towards the hands. Take a little teeny baby steps with the feet. Start to walk yourself up into a forward fold. Let the head, neck, arms be heavy here. Slight little bend in the knees. Feel free to grab opposite elbows after a few breaths, maybe rock side to side. And then on your next inhale, super slowly start to rise all the way up. Once you're up at the top, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, release arms to your side. You're gonna interlace your fingers behind your back, or feel free to just grab for opposite elbows. Slight little bend in the knees. Big chest opener here. Inhale, tilt the chin up towards the ceiling, drive the hands down. Exhale, forward fold. Use an inhale, come back up. One more time, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. This time, trying to let the hands move away from the hips, keeping the fingers interlaced or holding on to opposite elbows. Use your next inhale, rise up. Reach the arms overhead at the top. Exhale, release arms to your side. And now we'll take a wide-legged stretch. So stepping the feet apart, keep the toes slightly angled inward here. And we'll take some more shoulder rolls. So reach the fingertips apart. Take some rolls forward, some rolls back. And then follow your own exhale. Start to hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Your hands can come to the floor. They can come to the shins. Maybe grab opposite elbows. After a few breaths, feel free to sway a little side to side. Take any little movements that feel good. If you want, you can take some time bending into opposite knee. Switching sides. Making your way back up through center. Hands come up to the hips. Nice and slow, inhale back up to a tall spine, releasing at the top. And we're gonna take that same forward fold here. So grabbing for opposite elbows behind the back or interlacing the fingers. Use an inhale, tilt the chin up. Exhale, forward fold. Let the hands fall away from the hips. You can tuck the chin here. Take one more breath. And then inhale nice and slow, come back up to a tall spine. Step that right foot, or whatever foot you stepped back to the top of your mat. And we'll take a few sun salutations here. So arms start at your side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Slight little bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. You can either keep the fingertips on the floor or press into the shins. Exhale, plant both hands. Step back, high plank. Take a big inhale here at the top of your plank. And then ride that exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale, peel the chest, shoulders back, cobra. Exhale, bow the forehead. Tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths here. So keep the fingers wide, tuck the chin. After 5, it's an inhale, gaze comes forward. Step or jump the feet up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, release arms to the side. One more time through. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Follow that exhale to lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, peel back, cobra. Try to lift the chin, press through the hands. Exhale, bow the forehead. Press back, down dog. 5 breaths. Next inhale, gaze comes forward. Step or jump the feet up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, release arms to your side. On your next inhale, you're gonna bend through the knees, sit the hips back, rising up into chair or Utkatasana. So arms reach overhead, keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze comes forward. Exhale, back, high plank. Strong inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down. Feel free to start to throw in some upward dog here. So flipping the feet, extending the arms, lift the chin. Exhale, press back, down dog. Take a full cycle of breath here. And then on your next inhale, step that right foot forward. Left heel plants down, rise up, warrior one. So hips square towards that short edge of your mat. Arms reach up. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank. Big inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhaling back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Right heel plants down. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, high plank, left foot steps back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. And then on that exhale, pressing back, child's pose. Sink the hips back over the heels. Reach the fingertips forward. Take 2 more breaths here. And then nice and slowly, make your way up into tabletop. So those wrists back under the shoulders, knees under. And then we're gonna start to get into the hips a little bit here. So we'll start off a little slow with some knee circles. So you're gonna lift that right thigh parallel to the floor. Imagine a dog lifting its leg, peeing on a fire hydrant. That's always what I think of. And then you're just gonna take some big circles with this right knee forward. And then after a while, switching that direction, take that circle back. Good. And then nice and slowly, just step that right foot forward, bringing it up into a low lunge. So that back knee stays on the floor. You can choose to take the hands up to the thigh. You can keep them on the floor, your hips. Maybe reach the arms up, whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. We'll settle in here for a few breaths. And then we're gonna start to move with our breath. So bringing the fingertips down to the floor. If you need to stack them up on some books or blocks, if you've got them, feel free to. On your exhales, you're gonna walk yourself back. So shifting your weight into that left side. Bow the forehead down towards the shin. Inhale, walk forward. Lift the chin at that top of the lunge. Exhale, press back, forward fold. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Try to move nice and fluid, following your own breath. Take a few more. On that next exhale back, when you're in your forward fold, you want to get a little extra stretch in here. Walk yourself back up to a straighter spine, and then take both hands over towards that right side. You'll start to feel this in your right leg. Take a few breaths here. Walk yourself back through center. We're going to step back into a high plank. Try to keep that right foot lifted. A little extra challenge. Follow and exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back down dog. Drop back down to a tabletop. Knees come to the floor. Plant down through the hands, that left side. So inhale, lift that left thigh up, parallel to the floor. And then start to take those big circles forward with the knee. And then backward with the knee. And then nice and slowly, step that left foot forward between the hands, coming into a low lunge. Side two, the side might be different than the first, that's pretty normal. So take a few moments, settle in, figure out what's most comfortable on this side. If you ever need a little bit more padding under that knee that's on the floor, you can roll up your mat right under it. And then start to add in those movement back, syncing it up with the breath. Exhale, shift back, bow the forehead down. Inhale, roll forward, lunge, lift the chin at the top. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Take a few more rounds, follow your own breath. On that next exhale back, pause there. One little side stretch action. Walk both hands over towards that left side. Take 3 breaths here. Make your way back through center, walk back up into that lunge. Tuck those right toes under, float that left foot back, top of a plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, press back down, dog. On your next inhale, we're gonna come up into a 3-legged dog. So grounding down through the hands, inhale, reach that right foot up. Try to keep the hips level at first, both hands carrying equal weight. And then bending at that right knee, make me open the hip towards the side wall. Take some more of those circles. Forward and back. And then nice and slow, glide that right foot forward, gearing up for a crescent lunge. So that right knee right over the heel, ball of that left foot really planted down. When your base is nice and strong, inhale, reach both arms up. Relax the shoulders here. Chest is nice and open. And then we're gonna start to move with our breath here as well. So using an inhale, straighten that right knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend back into the right knee, open the elbows out to the side, bending at 90 degrees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Good, keep that left heel reaching towards the back end of your mat. Left leg is still nice and active here. Take a few more, follow your own breath. Good. And then we're gonna plant both hands back down and we're gonna come into a lizard pose. So I like to drop the back knee down for this one. You're gonna bring both hands to the inside of that right foot, heel toe that right foot to the outside edge of your mat. Move nice and slow here, listen to the body. Wanna walk yourself down a little deeper. You can bring the forearms down to the floor. You are more than welcome to stay up on the hands though. Take a few more breaths here. If you want to get a little extra stretch in, you're going to plant that left hand down, reach that right arm up, take it back. Maybe try to reach for that left foot. You don't have to reach it, but that general direction. And then maybe bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Plant both hands back down, step that right foot back, downward facing dog. All right, second side, inhale, that left foot reaches up, three-legged dog. After a few breaths, bending that left knee, open the hip towards the side, take some circles with that left knee. And then nice and slow, gliding that left knee forward, or that left foot forward, planting it down, gearing up for that crescent lunge. Use your own inhale. Lift up, shoulders stacked right over the hips. Shoulders relax. Starting to sync up our breath and movement. Inhale, straighten that left knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the left knee, elbows bend out to the side. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Take a few more. Follow your own breath. On that next exhale, coming back down, gearing up for lizard on this side. So dropping that back knee down, heel toe that left foot a little wider. Same options here. You can choose to stay up on the hands or walk yourself down to the forearms. Again, usually one side is different than the other, so be sure to listen to your body. Want to get that same stretch on this side. Plant down through that right hand. Reach that left arm back. Feel free to pause here. Or maybe take that right foot up, try to grab it. Shift the gaze up towards the ceiling. Coming back through center, tuck the back toes. Step back, high plank. And then on your exhale here, lower all the way down to the belly. Take a little rest. Bring a cheek to the floor. Arms to your side. Reconnect with the breath. Check back in with the body. You're resting a cheek, just switch sides. start to bring the chin back through center. You're gonna walk the hands back under the shoulders. And we're gonna take a cobra here, but this time we're gonna try not to use our hands. So hover them right off the ground. And then using an inhale, you're gonna peel the chest, shoulders back. Lift up. Keep holding. Exhale, release. We'll do that one more time. Big inhale, press down through the feet, lift the hands, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, that right foot reaches up. Exhale, glide it forward, warrior one. That left heel plants down. Arms reach up, shoulders stay relaxed. We're gonna gear up for a warrior three here. I just need a little more space. But you're gonna start to hinge at the hips, dumping a bunch of weight into this right foot until that left foot comes up off the floor. So you can airplane your arms out to the side here. You can bring them to prayer. If you've got something to hold on to, you're more than welcome to hold on to it. Just keep breathing, whatever you do. A lot of these single leg balancing poses, a lot of shaking going on. So just keep with it. Good. Use your next exhale. You're gonna sink back into that right knee, nice and softly. Follow that left foot, plants down, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, come forward. Step back, high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Same thing, side two. Inhale, that left foot reaches up. Exhale, glide forward. Warrior one, big bend in that left knee. Arms reach up. Either hang out here or start to make your way into a warrior three. Hinging at the hips, dump some weight into this left foot. Take some little hops off that right foot. Chest opens up down to the floor. Try to keep that right foot flexed here so that whole leg stays working. Stick with it, one more breath. Nice and slow, exhale, start to bend back into that left knee. Ball of that right foot plants down. Rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, come forward, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. On your next inhale, you're gonna walk the feet up around the hands. We're gonna come into malasana or a yogi squat. So for some people, might just look like hanging out here. You can get the hips super low. You can turn the heels inward, toes point out, squat nice and low. Use your elbows to really press into the thighs. Take a few breaths here. I always like to wiggle around a little. We'll take a few moments here syncing up with our breath. Feel free to just pause here in a yogi squat. This always feels good. You do want to sync up with your breath for a few rounds. Use an inhale. You're going to straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink it back down. Bend the knees. Alasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Take 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. On your next inhale, just stand it back up. Shake out the legs a little. And then we're going to do kind of our last little bit of work here. Some more single leg balancing, my favorite. Grab some water. So you're going to ground down into this left leg to start. And you're going to either grab onto your right big toes or your right shin. Pull that knee up into the chest. Take 5 breaths here. Try to find something steady to focus the gaze on. And then after 5, you're going to swing that right foot or that right knee, open it towards the right side. Your gaze can come over that left shoulder. If that feels fine on the neck, really squeezing into that left hip here. We got 3 more breaths. Inhale, come back through center. Float that right foot. You're still standing on this left leg. So point the right toes. Keep breathing. You've got 3 more breaths here. Exhale, release. Shake out your legs. And then we'll move on to side 2. So grounding down into this right foot. Make it nice and strong. And then when you're ready, grabbing up the left big toe or the left shin. Draw that knee up towards the chest. 5 breaths here. Open left knee to the left side. Grab onto that right hip. 5 breaths here. Maybe shift your gaze over that right shoulder. Use an inhale, come back through center. Still staying on the standing leg. Float that left foot, point the toes. 3 more breaths. Exhale, release. Come back to the top of your mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Big inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Try not to use the hands, lift the chest. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Gonna move into some slower postures here, starting with half pigeon. So on your next inhale, reach that right foot up towards the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Exhale here, glide that right knee towards the nose, crunch under the belly, hold here. Take another big inhale. Exhale, lower that right knee down between the hands. Shin comes down to the floor at an angle. Take a few moments to settle in here. If you need to use a blanket or a sweatshirt under that right hip, feel free to. And you could either choose to sit up nice and tall or take it a little deeper, walk yourself onto the forearms, maybe bring your forehead down to the floor. But as always, listen to your body. You'll take a few breaths here, so make yourself comfortable. Whenever you're ready, start to walk the hands back under the shoulders, find that tall spine. And then if you want to take that same stretch we did in lizard pose here, plant that left hand down on the floor. Reach that right arm back. Hold here for a few breaths. If you want to add in that foot grab again, you're going to bend that left knee, maybe try to grab that left foot. You don't have to though, just kind of reaching in that direction's fine. You'll build up to it. Bring that right hand back down, tuck the left toes under. Nice and slowly press back through downward dog. Pedal out the feet. And then on your next inhale, reach that left foot up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, crunch that left knee under the belly towards the nose. Hold here. Big inhale. Exhale, lower the left knee down. Chin comes to the floor. Right leg is nice and long. Take your time settling into the pose. Start to bring the hands back under the shoulders. Press up, finding a tall spine. Either hang out here if you want to take that same stretch. Plant down into that right hand. Reach that left arm back towards the right foot. Just in that general direction, or maybe reach up, try to grab the top of that right foot. When you're ready, both hands plant back down. Back the right toes, press yourself back, downward dog. Last one here, so pedal out the feet. Take any little movements that feel good. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna come forward to a seated position. So outstretching the legs nice and long to start. Use that first inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe grabbing for the shins, the ankles, the feet. Just tucking the shin in towards the chest. Nice and slow. Start to walk yourself back up to a tall spine. One more forward fold. We'll take Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together. Knees are wide to the side. And then option one for this is you just sit up nice and tall, maybe tuck the chin. Option two is take a forward fold. So start to hinge at the hips. I like to use my elbows to press down into my thighs. Keep the spine nice and long. And then once you feel that subtle little stretch, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Release the upper spine. Nice and slow. Inhale, bring yourself back up to a tall spine. And then we're just gonna make our way onto our backs. So roll onto the spine. Maybe give the knees a nice big hug. Rock a little side to side. And then you're going to bring your knees directly over the hips to start. Bring your hands right on top of the knees. Just massage out the low back for a little bit. So start to draw some circles with the knees. Take them around in one direction and then reverse that direction, head the other way. And then coming back up to center, you're going to extend that left leg out nice and long. Need a wider hallway. And you're going to keep holding onto the right shin. So really drawing that right knee up in towards the chest. Take a few breaths just like this. And then if you want to add a little something extra into this pose, option one, drop that right knee down towards the right side, getting into that hip a little deeper. If you feel like your body could use a twist, taking hold of that right shin with your left hand, draw it all the way across the body, touch it down. We're just getting the general direction of that left side. Good. Take it back through center. Swap out the legs. Right leg goes long. Hug the left knee into the chest. And then after a few breaths, same options here. You can drop the left knee down to the left side, or draw that knee all the way across the body, touch it down to the right side. Inhale, come back up through center. Give both knees another big hug into the chest. Rock a little side to side. You're going to take a quick little back bend here. So coming into a bridge pose, you're going to plant the soles of the feet down to the floor about hip width apart. You can bring your hands, palms facing down, right outside the hips. And then using an inhale, you're going to drive through the heels. Reach your hips up towards the ceiling, almost like a string was pulling them straight up. Keep pressing through the heels. If you want to go a little deeper, feel free to wiggle yourself up onto the shoulders, interlace the hands under the back. If you want to go even deeper than that, you can take a full wheel. Fingertips point towards the feet. Press through the hands, press through the feet, lift the hips up. Keep breathing wherever you end up. And then use an exhale, nice and slowly, lower back down to the floor. Use the knees into the chest. Feel free to take a happy baby pose here, maybe grabbing for the shins or outside edges of the feet. Draw the knees down towards the floor. Maybe do some rocking side to side. And then we'll finish up with some spinal twists. So bringing the arms out to a T if you've got room. Knees start right over the hips. And then use an exhale, nice and slowly. Drop both knees down to one side. It's all right on your neck. You're going to try to shift your gaze over that opposite shoulder. Use your next inhale, draw the knees back up through center. Exhale, drop them down, side two. Use your next inhale. Knees come back up through center. Give them one final last hug into the chest. And then nice and slowly, start to make your way into Shavasana. So extend the legs out nice and long. Let the arms fall to your sides. Close the eyes. Let the breath just come and go naturally. Check back in with the body one last time. Relaxing your feet. Relax your knees and your thighs. Release the hips. Soften the belly, the chest and shoulders. Relax your elbows, wrists, and fingers. Soften the jaw and all the tiny little muscles of the face. Just allow yourself to be still. Start to bring a little awareness back. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, shake the head side to side. When you're ready, just roll your way onto one side, pausing there for a few breaths. And nice and slowly start to make your way back up to a seated position. Hands together in front of your heart. And we'll close out with a clearing breath all together. So taking a big, deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Namaste. Thank you all for coming out tonight, practicing with me for yourself. If you have any, let me know. But I hope to see you both sometime this week. But if I don't, enjoy the rest of your evenings.
Hi, thank you so much.
Bye, have a good one. I go to sleep now.